So, doing some proper editing today. Do you need to dodge and burn everything you shoot? Weddings, editorial, commercial, products. Let's find out. Show you what I do, show you how quick it can be. This is a rough and ready view of it though. Let's get started. So here you can see we've got, I can't even remember his name now, to be honest. Hugo Mackwood from Made in Chelsea. So this is a shoot I did in Shoreditch. Anyway, I've done the colour grade in Lightroom, similar to my other video. And then on this, we are just gonna go into a dodge and burn. In actual fact, I mainly just do dodging, to be quite honest, if the contrast is right. Anyway, so apply curves. Oh, Command and I to hide that. So if we just go on to the background layer quickly, we will do, so officially you'd use a clone stamp tool. Not that this guy has got really any issues. So obviously you get good bits of texture. The flow on this is 13%. And then mask, well, clone stamp the bad areas out. Really, really simple. I don't think there's like anything which is like really, really major. So, what I would do to keep this super simple, brush 1% flow, normal. So we're going on the curves layer here. So we'll just put that up to 100. Yeah, that's fine. Make sure it's working, say about 2%. So quite large, and then we're just going to go around very quickly just to balance some of the bits out. So this is something I would do in this case. This is just what I would call like sort of just a mini polish. In the case of, it doesn't need to be like a full-blown retouch. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. You want it to be as natural as possible. And you just, so, you know, you're just refining like little bits. So for instance, obviously that day it was a bit cold. So as you can see, like everyone's skin, it's got imperfections in the context that he's just got some bits of red here. Obviously because it's cold. And so we're just gonna just dodge these very, very quickly, just to balance them out. But obviously you don't want to go too mental, because if you do, aside from obviously you can damage a colour, but you just want to balance them slightly, because you still need, you know, some sort of like slight imperfections, a bit of different coloration in there. You know, this is obviously like a street shoot. This was, I mean, this took about 20 minutes, if that. Literally like meet up, have a quick chat, what's your favourite colour, what's your favourite band, what have you been doing today, what are you doing later, how's Made in Chelsea, all that jazz. And then quickly do the shoot, over and done with. So literally, this doesn't really need much retouching. Again, it's like anything, you can keep going. You can keep going and going and going and just like removing moles, all sorts, which I wouldn't recommend doing, but you know, whatever floats your boat. So just keep going. Also, one thing, when you're retouching, like dodging and burning, or clone stamping or anything, when you see things like dimples, you know, obviously if that's something iconic in most of their photos and stuff, you should leave that in if, for instance, it's going to add to the image. As bad as that sounds, but there are cases where you would actually like remove it. And those cases are normally if, for instance, they're not smirking or they're not laughing, so it doesn't like, it would look a part of what they're doing rather than they've just got dimples and it's not adding anything. So you could, in some circumstances, remove them. But obviously if you're doing like a big production or something, then this would be something which would be discussed with the stylist, the you know, the retoucher, the brief and the company and so on and so forth. So, as you can see, we're getting through this quite quickly. Now, in this circumstance as well, I'll just show you on and off. So there you go, you can just see the difference. And if we go fully out, so as you can see, it is just slightly making the difference. It's just refining what you've got there, not going mental, not making him look like he's polished or a China doll. So that's that done. The other things which you can do, which we'll just quickly highlight. So in a shot like this, so you'd obviously do the face, but if you can see his face here is, the tone range is more yellow. And this, his hands are obviously freezing. So again, that'll be something which you'd refine. You'd take the magenta away, add a bit more yellow, just to balance it out, to make sure it's matching here. We'd also just do his eyes as well, which we can do quite quickly. They're quite dark, so we can actually blow that up quite a lot. Get the brush, take it down to, I don't know, 2% again. So this will be, again, you don't want to go too mad. Again, a quick one, get the highlights. You can be rough and ready with this, you don't need to be absolutely perfect. I'm not doing tutorials on being completely anal and like, you know, making your life hard. But if you look at the eyes there now, just a touch of pop. Again, less is more. We're not going absolutely mental like some people do, and they say, oh, you want to really saturate the eyes and, you know, like this. That's a no from me. Simple as that. So I just do this on like my model portfolios and more high-end commercial work because they're paying for this as well. So that's something you've got to bear in mind. Don't go overkill. It is very, very subtle things. You're just alleviating some of the imperfections, but keeping some in there. And that's it.